Hey, welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. My name is Salvador Briggman, and today we are talking about Kiva, the microfinancing website Kiva. I'm going to do a review of this website and show you how, as an entrepreneur, you can raise money on this site, or as a lender who's wanting to help out maybe some in-need demographics or people around the world, third world countries, minorities, etc., and even people in the United States, how you can actually become a lender on Kiva and you can give a little bit back to the community. That's what today's video is all about. Okay, let's jump right into it. So Kiva is a microfinancing platform. What does that mean? Basically, with microfinancing, you can lend a small amount of money to entrepreneurs across the globe. If we go here into some of the statistics, over 1.3 billion in loans has been given on Kiva to more than 78 countries. And the different thing about microfinance is, unlike with like a bank loan, with microfinance, these individuals, these small businesses and entrepreneurs are incentivized to give back and to repay that loan because typically some of their borrowers are individuals in their local community. So there's actually a super high repayment rate, and that's actually very rare that there is such a really great repayment rate. So it's actually 96.7% on Kiva. And they have loans across many different categories, from minorities, women, eco-friendly products, even in the United States, livestock, education. These are all different types of loan that as you as a lender can actually finance on Kiva, and you can lend as little as $25 getting started. You can help communities around the globe. You can also, it's kind of cool, I think, in the United States. So the way that I found out and got more interested in Kiva, I just always have kind of known about it, but I got more interested in it when I started to partner with NYC. NYC is Women Entrepreneurs New York City, and they put out basically this new initiative called We Fund Crowd. It's a really cool way for, if you're trying to raise money for your business, you can raise upward of $10,000 on Kiva. And the city of New York, if you are a female entrepreneur and you apply and you are accepted, they will pledge 10% of your goal, or up to $1,000 to your actual Kiva campaign. So your friends, your family, any new supporters, they'll see that New York City is behind you as an entrepreneur. I think this is such a cool and tangible way that people are putting their money where their mouth is, and they're having a real impact in the lives of minority entrepreneurs. So I got interested in Kiva because of this. I put out a pretty great video recently, funding for creative entrepreneurs, small business Brooklyn. This is a great event put on by We NYC. I'd recommend watching that. A lot of great content that's shared there. But kind of what I want to talk about today is, number one, I want to get into, as a lender, how you get involved using Kiva, my review of the platform and the service, things I also think they could be doing better. And in addition, as an entrepreneur, how you can use Kiva as a way to fund your dream, to start your business, and to raise upwards of $10,000 using their website. So the first thing I want to share here is, when I went back to El Salvador last year, I was trying to find my birth mother. You can see a photo of me and her here. Basically, I went back to the country. I tried to find her. I had a photo that I passed around, and eventually I was able to meet her, and there's a whole crazy part of the story. And I documented that in my book, Little Thumb of America, which is available on Amazon. Enough said that essentially, I was putting out videos and documenting this experience of trying to find her. And this is a really great video because I kind of detailed that while, it's great to go back there and have that experience, I also want to help developing countries, specifically El Salvador, in a tangible way. I actually got a lot of comments on YouTube here saying, wow, it looks so cool going back, but what are you going to do now? How are you going to impact the country? What are you going to do in order to make an impact in a small way? So I decided to say that, hey, I'm actually going to go and start giving money via Kiva and lending money to El Salvadorian entrepreneurs. So what I did was I created an account basically on Kiva. It's really easy to do, and I just started to make loans to El Salvadorian or Salvadorian entrepreneurs. These are some of the loans that I made. So one of my my small business people that I lended to, they actually already repaid their loan by 100%. These other two, this one's about 55% repaid. You can see 26% repaid. And you can browse by location, you can browse by sector, and you can see, if you want to, these different individuals who are starting cool businesses. So I've made 3 loans myself. You have the 1 countries there. And this is the available Kiva credit that I have because these individuals have been paying back these loans that I've made to them. Now, here's the kicker. Like, it's cool to maybe lend money, but there is actually no profit involved. So when I lend $1,000 or I lend $50 or $25, when an entrepreneur is paying that back, they're actually just paying back the principal. They're not paying back any interest. And that is why Kiva is so gosh darn special. I also started, which was I think kind of cool, if you have your own like initiative or something you want to help out with, I started a Kiva lending team, which is just under my name, Salvador Briggman, if you're interested in joining. We have 6 members, and as a total of our team, we actually lent 9 different loans to different businesses around the world. So some of these people who are trying to solder iron or drills in order to complete structures and workshop, or people who are trying to make furniture in a third world country, these are real world businesses, and we're actually lending amount. You can see here $325 amount has been funded, 9 loans. So this isn't necessarily terribly huge amounts of money, but it's a great way that even with $25, you can have an impact on someone's life using Kiva. And I think it's so freaking cool that you can do that. You can actually see these people lending, basically paying back their loans. And even this one was saying that they're grateful they used to buy corn to make tortillas and sell them, and they generated profits with this business. So it's a really neat, I think, cool idea. All you got to do to get started is basically pick the category or the region or wherever it is that you want to help out people in a microfinancing way. So if you pick women, you can see and you can browse through some of the different individuals out there, whether they're in Guatemala or Malawi or Kenya, India, etc. And they will tell you a little bit about what they're trying to use this loan for, and also how much money is left. And you can choose to lend X amount, $25, $50, etc., to help them get towards this goal. So for example, this individual, they're already 83% funded, and a loan of $6,125 helps a member to purchase jeans, t-shirts, shorts, etc. You can see a little bit of the group story there. You can see that they have a field partner that's actually overseeing this particular loan. And it also gives you a little bit more information about the other people or the other teams that are helping out when it comes to this. Even the countries, you can get some really cool and interesting statistics, like the average income in Paraguay is around $8,400. Funds lent is over $60 million, over 100 loans that are currently fundraising. So it's really neat, I think, way to see your actual, your tangible impact when you are participating in one of these microfinancing campaigns. As another example of a loan, this individual is already 93% funded, 22 days left to go. Their total loan is of $10,000. Loan of $10,000 helps our farm build greenhouses so our crops can be more resilient against weather extremes, especially heavy rain. You get a little bit into the story there if you're interested. It tells you about the loan length with this one particularly, 42 months, monthly repayment schedule. It talks a little bit more about why they actually need this, and also gets into some of the other ways or some of the other people that are participating in this. So the way that Kiva works is you actually have to seed the pump. As an entrepreneur, you have to get your friends and your family involved in helping you support this loan. And once that happens, then Kiva will open this campaign up to the masses, or basically everyone out there who is on the Kiva marketplace. They can see and they can browse and they can support this loan. So it's a very important mechanism there that with microfinance, people that are connected to you are actually the ones that are actually helping you fund this loan. And thus, that's why there's such a high repayment rate with these loans. For more in-depth explanation of how this works, I recommend going to the section on the Kiva website that says how Kiva works. One of the things that I think is really important just to point out is that this underwriting process is common for any type of loan out there. If you're doing a bank or something, there's going to be some kind of like an underwriting and approval process. So the way that this works is, number one, there are field partners that partner with Kiva that helps with the due diligence and monitoring for these different loans. If there is no field partner of some kind, then direct loans are basically having social underwriting. So this is the trustworthiness is determined by friends and family lending a portion of the loan request, or by a Kiva approved trustee vouching for the borrower. This is why the rates are so high when it comes to repayment, is that friends and family are participating in these loans. Thus, there is social underwriting, and the person is going to feel really bad if they're not able to pay back the money. So they almost have a social incentive to want to pay back the loan on time, and at the very least, not to default on that loan. And of course, also, there is no interest when it comes to that using the direct loan method. Now, the final two things that I want to cover really quick before we get into actually how do you raise funds on Kiva is to get into repayments and kind of how that works. So I think that's a little bit of more of a confusing part of the process. So first of all, once you actually make a loan and people are repaying these individual loans via monthly repayments or whatever their schedule is set, you can actually withdraw the available credit on Kiva if you want to your bank account. Like, you don't have to keep it in Kiva if you don't want to. If you ended up giving, let's just say, $500 over the course of a year, and you're funding a bunch of different loans, and now you want to withdraw this to your bank account, you are completely in your right to do so. All you got to do is say the amount that you want to withdraw. You have your PayPal account, etc. So it's not like these funds are stuck now that you've entered them into the Kiva marketplace. The other quick thing I just want to say is that when it comes to getting repayments, you can see here my particular repayment schedule, and these don't necessarily have to be like huge amounts. I was just giving like $25 here and there, and you can see the regular repayments. So $3 repaid to your account, $3.18, $3.25. These are all the different amounts that are repaid to your account, and this is important because it just shows it's so I think inspiring whenever I just get an email notification that the entrepreneur is repaying the loan. It's so cool because it's like they're actually taking action. You're actually helping them in some way. Then you're also getting the funds necessary, and now you have even more Kiva credit, which is available to fund even more loans on the platform. So now I just want to make a quick loan here in real time. All I did was basically type in El Salvador, and it came up with a bunch of new entrepreneurs that are currently seeking loans. So I'm going to just go out here. Looks like this one is kind of interesting. They look like they're raising $1,000, which is a pretty achievable amount. They already have 75% funded. It's been powered already by 28 lenders, and this individual is looking for money to purchase an industrial oven to bake bread and sell to customers. It will also be used to purchase metallic trays to be used in his work. He's 19 years old, is studying to receive a bachelor's degree, is single, does not have children, lives with his parents, is trying to make a living by preparing and selling bread, as he's at least for the last 3 years. He learned this from his mother. His business is close to home, and he works from 5 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, needs a loan to purchase the industrial oven, and dreams of earning more through his business and improving his family's quality of life. So it targets employed individuals to receive business training, basically. And this is why this Kiva staff member says that it is special. You can see some of the other lenders there. You can see some of the teams that are here. So I'm going to lend money right now. We're going to add that to basket. We're going to proceed to checkout. And I'll show you how simple this can be if you're interested in supporting another individual out there. So we're going for Jose Emmanuel. Reservation expires in 40 minutes. This is the team that I'm selecting, Salvador Briggman. Donation costs, if you want to, you can donate money to Kiva. However, if you don't want to, you can also submit 0, and then you won't have to donate money to Kiva. Keep in mind that I think that giving money obviously to the platform is great if you have the ability to do so, because it helps to cover their costs. But for whatever reason, you might not be able to at that point in time. The other thing you can do here is, if you want to, you can donate loan repayments instead. So when you check this box, repayments go to Kiva in the form of donations, helping us to cover their operating costs. But you won't then get that money back into your Kiva account. So you'd have to keep adding more money in order to keep supporting entrepreneurs. So right now I'm just going to use the money from my Kiva account here. I'm going to click complete order. And in a second, it should update here. And we got the order confirmed. If we wanted, we can also share this on our Facebook or our Twitter or our LinkedIn. So this person, we've given $25. You can see here, Kiva credit. You can also, if you want to share this borrower story, you can also, if you want to make this a team invitation, which I think is kind of cool. So if we were to make it a team invitation, they would open up this page. It would come here, and they would basically discover this and see this. And if they wanted to, they could also join our team. So I'll also include a link down below if you're interested in joining my particular team. I believe it's crowdcrux.com/Kiva. So if you're interested, you can join my team. You can become a part of helping entrepreneurs around the world using Kiva. Let's talk a little bit about you as an entrepreneur. If you want to use Kiva to raise money upwards of $10,000 and get 0% interest loan, if you're a United States entrepreneur, how to do that using Kiva. So you can also see some of the statistics here. 0% interest. They're a nonprofit basically, and you can, as a lender, also use that money to recurringly give money to people and sort of help them out. So if you're interested, number one, you got to apply. you have to see if you qualify to be able to raise money. You can just fill out a very simple form. You basically got to be living in the United States. You have to have at least 18 years of age, and you also have to be using the loan for business purpose. You can't be like, giving money, I guess, or trying to get money for personal expenses or like travel expenses or these kinds of things that you might use GoFundMe for. Some of the other requirements are that your business can't be engaged in different activities like multi-level marketing, illegal activities, financial investing, etc. You can't be currently in a bankruptcy, and you also have to demonstrate social capital by having a small number of your friends and families make a loan to you. So this loan process, you go through and you make the application. There's also the underwriting period. Basically, it says during this 15-day period, we ask that people recruit a certain number of lenders from the network to lend them before the loan is publicly posted on Kiva. This is where it comes in, where like the whole social accountability aspect of microfinance is actually what would contribute to the rates there of repayment. So you have to get your friends and family to actually donate and to lend you money first, before this is opened up to the total marketplace out there on Kiva. You can also see that this is the private fundraising period, and once they have assessed your creditworthiness and they see that you've gotten a little bit of support, then they can open this up to their actual marketplace. Now, finally, when it comes to the term of this campaign, Kickstarter campaigns are about 30 days. GoFundMe campaigns can be ongoing for many different reasons, but Kiva, you typically have a 10 to a 15-day private fundraising period. This is the kind of like the pre-launch, if you want to think about this. So you have 15 days to raise support from your own network, including the private fundraising period, and then 30 days to publicly raise money with Kiva, so with the actual wider network of marketplace of people on the platform. The reason why here is it's the same reason we talk about doing a pre-launch with a crowdfunding campaign. When a campaign has a little bit of seed funding, they are far more likely to be successful, and also it shows credit worthiness. So all you got to do is go through this very simple application. Make sure that you understand that this is a loan that you have to pay back while there is no interest. And also, you got to seed the pump. You got to have some people that are actually supporting your actual loan, and it has to go for a business activity. As long as you meet some of those major requirements, then you're able to raise upwards of $10,000 on Kiva. I think Kiva is an incredible community, and it's a great way to raise money as an entrepreneur, or if you are a lender, as a great way to give back. And I think they should partner with more influencers. Quite frankly, I think they need to do a better job on that front. Working with more people out there who maybe want to get involved in charity in some way, but that's something I'd really excited to see the platform do more of, as well as build up better tools to involve members of your community and members of people who might want to be a part of your team. So I have this video out there of how I was investing in El Salvador and starting to do that. If you're interested, I have this other YouTube channel out there called Life of Freedom. On this channel, we talk about online business. We talk about advice when it comes to spirituality. We get into sort of the nitty gritty of how do you actually be happy once you maybe do make your money and you want to uncover what you were actually put on this planet to do. I also share some vlog content, like when I went skydiving, signing books, giving a talk in New York City, these different things. So if you're interested, you can go and check out that YouTube channel. And finally, if you want to, you can also look into my book, Little Thumb of America. So this book I wrote here, Pulgarcito de America, Little Thumb of America. This details my story of going back and finding my birth mother in El Salvador. So if you want to, you can check it out on Amazon, Little Thumb of America. It should pop up there, and I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you so much for joining me on this YouTube video. My name is Salvador Briggman, and I will see you next time.